Now on CoastTV News.
We're seeing areas of fog once again this morning. Dense fog advisory for portions of Delmarva and also the eastern shore. Take it slow this morning on the way to work and school. Otherwise, another great day for Delmarva. Details coming up.
Efforts to make a particular street in Lewes safer. Details about DelDOT's traffic project.
Waiting for recount decision. The Delaware primary may be over, but there's a dispute ongoing for one primary race in a state house district.
Francine's flood fears the impact from the hurricane that made landfall in the Gulf states.
This is CoastTV News Today.
And welcome to our 6 o'clock hour. Good morning. I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning. I'm Paige Marley. It's Thursday, September 12th, 2024.
Yeah, Paige, I'm continuing to track the DelDOT cameras, some of the fog conditions on our highways. Got an interesting thing here. Georgetown experiencing some fog on Route 113, but just a little further south on Millsboro, same highway, not as much fog.
Yeah, it was weird coming in, very patchy. It wasn't the worst fog we've ever seen, not like those walls that we've hit before, but definitely enough that you're going to want to drive very carefully when you're heading into work today or wherever you're going. So bring in Bob right now. Bob, you said it might still be a few hours before we see this fog start to burn off.
I think so. It's going to be a few more hours, and it is patchy fog, which could actually make it worse because 1 second you're fine, and then the next you're going into that wall of fog, so be careful out there. Dense fog advisory inland, Sussex County, places like Georgetown, Seaford, we've seen you socked in with fog. Millsboro, not as bad, so it really depends on your location. And then the eastern shore also under a dense fog advisory until 10 a.m. Right now showing 3 miles in fog in Georgetown. I've seen it as low as about a half a mile there, so there will be pockets where it'll be close to zero this morning. We're looking at temperatures in the 50s out the door. Inland areas, make sure you grab that jacket. Upper 60s at the beaches. We've got a light breeze still on shore. And aside from the fog, we're looking at clear skies. Some high clouds off to the south and west. This is actually the clouds from distant Francine across the deep south. Here's Futurecast this morning. The fog burns off, I think, mid-morning. And then we're looking at that easterly flow today, which keeps us a little cooler with upper 70s inland and then lower 70s at the coast with some of those high clouds. UV index sponsored by Ocean City to 7 today. It's high. Burn time 15 minutes, so take it slow and be careful in the sun. Use the higher SPF sunscreen. We're in the medium range tomorrow and then back into the high range Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
All right, Bob, thank you. Now, we've been talking about the fog, so we're going to show you what we're talking about right now. This is looking at some road conditions. Seaford, just moments ago, we were saying, is it getting worse? It's definitely not getting any better. So it's either staying the same or it's getting a little worse there in Seaford. That right there is the area on Route 13.
New this morning, this is some of the impact of Hurricane Francine. Check this out. A driver was saved from a submerged vehicle Wednesday in New Orleans. It's after the hurricane made landfall in Louisiana. You can see the video of that rescue on your screen. Officials say a pickup drove around barricades for some reason and into extremely dangerous floodwaters. A good Samaritan was in the area, figured out what was happening. He ran back to his home and grabbed something to break the truck window. It was in an effort to save the man's life.
That's incredible video there. Good for him. All right, Sussex Drive, located between Savannah Road and the Highland Acres community in Lewes. It's causing a lot of challenges for pedestrians as well as drivers.
And CoastTV News reporter Elisa Weber is live in Lewes. Elisa, DelDOT, they're working on a project they say will make the street safer.
Matt and Paige, I'm currently walking on a sidewalk here on Sussex Drive, and we've been told during the day this neighborhood is extremely difficult to drive in and out of because there's a lot of traffic that comes through. There's 2 schools right in this neighborhood. We actually just saw some school buses coming out to go grab some kids already. So there's a lot of foot traffic here, and there's a lot of concerns about pedestrian and bike safety. And tonight, DelDOT will be holding a public meeting to talk about the Sussex Drive Alternatives Program. DelDOT says this project will develop a concept design to improve conditions for people walking, biking, and improve the streetscape through landscape, as well as improve traffic flows.
Now, Lisa, you mentioned that meeting. I understand it's taking place tonight at Lewes' elementary school.
Yeah, so have you spoken with anyone who lives on Sussex Drive?
Yeah, Paige, I spoke with a neighbor who talked about their experiences and the difficulties with living on this street, and we'll hear about that a little later on. And we'll likely hear similar experiences tonight at that public meeting. Back to you.
12 votes. As of now, 12 votes is the margin of victory for incumbent Brian Shoup in the Republican primary for the State House 36th District race. His challenger, Patrick Smith, requesting a recount. This was a very nasty race. It was highlighted with attack ads and a billboard that we're about to show you on your screen.
That was my campaign that put it up, yep. So workhorse to show horse. You know, Shoop likes to show up with where the cameras are, and he likes to take pictures and like to take credit for things that he didn't necessarily do. He has a long record of doing that.
Yeah, I mean, from the beginning, my opponent has used a lot of mistruths about not only my record, but what we have done here in the community. I mean, I think when you start with saying things like, I'm absent in this community, it just shows the level of where they're willing to get dirty and lie to people in general.
And Shoop says he welcomes a recount. CoastTV reached out to the Department of Elections about a recount. We have yet to hear back.
Whoever is declared winner in the Republican primary, though, still has an opponent. Roni Baltazar Lopez running as a Democrat. Baltazar Lopez was previously on the Milford School Board and is the vice chair of the Delaware Hispanic Commission.
And make sure to head to coasttv.com/decision2024 for all the results of the Delaware primary. And also, we got to look ahead to November's election. You can check out voting resources and also watch clips of all Decision 2024 interviews on the Coast TV News YouTube channel.
The Delaware Fire Prevention Commission's now investigating claims that a volunteer firefighter in Lewes used a racial slur over the department's radio system. An anonymous source shared this recording, and you can hear the offensive comment.
I got second 43 coming. Look at that porch monkey in that truck.
Yeah, we're told this was on August 19th.
This person's a volunteer, whether they're a paid person, the community deserves better than what I heard on that recording. And I think that if the department doesn't do something, how do they ever expect anything to change?
And the person who shared that recording, it tells us the firefighter who made that comment has been suspended for 30 days, but Lewes fire officials, they were not able to confirm or deny that.
Happening tonight, next chance for people in Georgetown to give input on the town's plans to build an $18 million police station and public works facility. Now, town officials say the facility doesn't have enough storage, privacy, and even the ability to handle evidence. But to get the money for the project, Georgetown voters will have to give the approval in a referendum vote. This is the second of 3 public sessions. It will begin at 5.
A tax hike is heading to Milton at the Milton Town Council Monday. Another consecutive property tax increase of 29% was approved. It was actually just last year. The town approved raising the tax by 9%. The town says that the 29% approved for the 2025 budget would cost the average home an extra $300 a year. This increase will take effect on homes within Milton town limits October 1st when bills are due.
An update on a story that we have been covering. This deals with beach nourishment, and it's become more of a focus since that dune breach last month. So on your screen, we're going to show you footage of crews working on the Indian River Inlet shoreline. On September 26th, DENREC will host a virtual community meeting to share findings from a study on beach nourishment. DENREC says that includes on what it means for future strategies.
Former President Trump, Vice President Harris, they are back on the campaign trail following Tuesday's debate, both of them claiming victory in the face-off.
Yeah, both are, Paige. Today, Harris kicks off a 4-day swing state tour while the former president set to deliver remarks in Arizona, and NBC's Bree Jackson shows us how each now plans to sway undecided voters, what could be in store for a possible debate rematch.
Vice President Harris and former President Trump both appearing at ceremonies Wednesday commemorating the 23rd anniversary of the 9/11 terror attacks.
Thomas Daniel Burke.
Matthew J. Burke.
The solemn remembrance following a heated night on the debate stage between the two presidential candidates. The Harris campaign calling for a rematch. The former president is non-committal.
Are we going to do a rematch? I just don't know. We'll think about it. I would do NBC. I'd do Fox too.
The first and possibly only debate between the two is drawing mixed reaction from politicians to Americans in battleground states.
This was classic President Trump performance.
I think she had a really good debate.
I can't be happy about going and pushing either button.
Both campaigns are seeking to sway undecided voters as they return to the campaign trail. Harris riding a fresh wave of post-debate enthusiasm after receiving an endorsement from superstar Taylor Swift.
I think that she does have impact as an individual, Taylor Swift, and it could have some overbearing effects on the election.
The Trump supporters are Trump supporters. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is for us.
Government officials say more than 330,000 people visited a voter registration link posted by the singer Wednesday. It remains to be seen if those website clicks turn into votes on Election Day. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
And it's no longer Election Day in November. What it's become, election season. And yesterday, Alabama officials started mailing ballots for the general election.
All right, we still have more news to get to this morning on Coast TV News Today.
Coming up on Coast TV News Today, honoring a fallen hero. We'll tell you why loved ones say a memorial to honor a firefighter who died in the line of duty would mean so much to them.
And remembering the lives lost on 9/11, why one Ocean City local says the town's annual remembrance event is so significant.
A heartfelt rescue that led to a new family full of love. We'll show you how one Rehoboth Beach dog is getting a new lease on life. All that and more as Coast TV News Today continues.
Hi, this is Paul Williams, Chief Meteorologist at Coast TV, and I'm inviting you to join me on Sunday, September the 29th at 10 a.m. at the Cape Henlopen State Park for the inaugural Walk for Prostate Cancer. As a prostate cancer survivor, I know firsthand how important it is to raise awareness and support those battling this disease. Let's walk together, get screened, and raise funds for the Delaware Prostate Cancer Coalition. For more details, visit coasttv.com.
Foul odors, discolored water. Are you running out of hot water more quickly? These are all signs of sediment buildup in your water heater. And as the buildup becomes more severe, it can even cause a premature tank failure. Flushing the tank periodically can prevent these problems. FH Fur has you covered. Get a water heater flush for $49. That's right, a complete water heater flush for only $49. Act now and get a plumbing inspection free.
877-CALL-FUR. FHFur.com.
Carrington Raceway and Casino and Bet Rivers have come together to give you Delaware's must-play online casino and sportsbook, featuring hundreds of exciting slots and table games. Plus, with non-stop sports betting action, you'll know you're where winners play. Sign up now and we'll cover 24 hours of casino losses, up to $250. Or get a second chance sports bet up to $250. Bet Rivers and Harrington Raceway and Casino. It's where winners play. Download the app today.
When choosing windows and doors for your home, at Pella, it's your choice. We manufacture maintenance-free vinyl, fiberglass, and wood-clad windows and patio doors, all with lifetime warranties. High performance, energy efficient, and loaded with options to help make your house your home. Industry-first features and benefits make living easier and increase your home's value. Visit our Experience Center or call us today to schedule your free in-home consultation, where we bring the showroom to you.
Imagine going boating down the Rehoboth Canal, beautiful day, and all of a sudden you see a dog in a tree. Yeah, that was the reality a few weeks ago. And in this week's Coastal Connections, we introduce you to that pup, show you how she's doing today, and what made her rescue extra special.
Hi, Bubs. Hi. It's okay.
A sweet reunion after a tricky rescue. After getting a call from a passing boat, Rehoboth Beach firefighters found and saved the little dog stuck in a tree 10 feet above the Rehoboth Canal.
Told her it was all right, try to calm her down and wrap the blanket over her so she didn't bite.
With no collar or microchip, the little lady was taken to the Brandywine Valley SPCA.
She was very dirty, obviously very tired. She slept the first day. And lots of ticks and lots of fleas.
After weeks of waiting in case her owner came forward, the SPCA says no one did. But happy news, she was adopted. And not only does she have a new family, she has a new friend in the firefighters who saved her life.
Yeah, you remember me. That's why I wear the baseball hat, so you could recognize it.
A big, beautiful life for a little dog in Sussex County. For Coastal Connections, I'm Madeline Overturf.
Coastal Connections is sponsored by Baths by Spicer Brothers.
As I get older, I was getting a little off balance. Got the recommendations for Baths by Spicer Brothers. I love my shower. It's perfect for me. My favorite part was probably how quick and easy it was. They came in the morning and they were done by afternoon. I definitely wanted the grab bars. They also put the seat in, which was very nice. The wand is good, especially if you're sitting. So much safer to get in and out of now. It seems like my showers are quicker that way. So it's perfect.
Tacoma has a dominant legacy as America's favorite small pickup for almost 2 decades. Known for reliability and capability. Now buy a Tacoma with low 4.99 APR or lease an SR for $279 a month.
This is my legacy.
Toyota, let's go places.
When you're close to the land and the sea, you can taste the goodness. The historic Lewes Farmers Market brings farms closer to tables. Meet the growers, talk to the people that milk the cows, and pick the perfect peaches. Organically grown fruits and vegetables, sustainable meats and eggs, A2 dairy products, artisan breads, and fresh local seafood.
The historic Lewes Farmers Market is now in the Lewes Elementary School parking lot on Savannah Road every Saturday from 9 to noon.
The weather is brought to you by Spicer Brothers Construction. Born here to serve here.
Transform your bath today with baths by Spicer Brothers.
Call now and ask about our Refresh for Less promotion and get a new bath or shower for only $69.95. Plus, get 20% off all upgrades.
Imagine stepping into a beautifully renovated bath designed by our experts and installed by our certified professionals.
This offer is hotter than a sauna and won't last forever. So don't miss out on our Refresh for Less promotion for just $69.95 with 20% off all upgrades.
Before you sign, keep Baths by Spicer Brothers in mind, because you deserve the best.
Time is 6:16, and we are showing you a live look at Lewes. Boy, look at that. Some great color there, awaiting the sunrise on this Thursday morning. Bob, this is what a lot of the coast looks like right now, but you're still seeing foggy areas inland.
Yeah, you know, all our coastal cameras, Bethany Beach, up through here, Lewes, Rehoboth, and Ocean City have been all clear, Matt, but it's inland. That's where we're seeing the fog. In fact, the camera from Laurel, we're showing the fog below. Dense fog advisory away from the coast for the gray shaded area. This is until 10 a.m. So we've got a few more hours to go. The fog in the eastern shore, including Easton and Greensboro and Andersontown, until 10 a.m. as well. 3 miles officially in Georgetown, but we've been looking at cameras around Seaford, Laurel. Looks a little thicker there, so really be careful, especially for central and northern parts of Sussex County. Farther south, your visibility is better. Out the door, definitely need the jacket this morning. Lower 50s in Delmarva, 54 in Georgetown. Lewes 57, but upper 60s from Rehoboth down to Bethany Beach right now. There's still an onshore flow, and that's probably helping you with not seeing the fog along the coast, but inland with the calm winds, that is where we're seeing that fog. Obviously can't see it on this satellite picture, and above this fog deck, it is clear skies, but look at these high clouds. This is the actual outer fringes of Francine. These are high clouds streaming in through the Carolinas and back into the Midwest as well, and Francine is fanning out these high clouds farther to the north and east. And now it's a tropical storm losing its punch over land. 45-mile-per-hour winds with its swirl of rain and wind. And it continues to move to the north and should end up somewhere around Memphis, Tennessee as a remnant low by Friday afternoon. So we need some moisture. We're not going to see it from Francine. Here's Futurecast this morning. We're in the 50s and 60s. That fog burning off mid-morning. And then by late morning into the 70s. Lots of sunshine. Then I think we will see some of the high clouds from Francine later today. Mid to upper 70s, inland cooler at the beaches, and then we go through the overnight, still some high clouds, and with an easterly wind, not as cool as we go into your Friday morning with temperatures in the 60s and 70s. I think we will see clouds increasing from the east tomorrow, and the winds picking up out of the east as well. Nothing in the way of rain, and temperatures in the upper 70s to around 80 degrees. Want to fast forward to next week. I think we'll be seeing increasing moisture across our area with a system developing to our south, and that will send rounds of rain our way, I think, beginning Tuesday, and then lasting pretty much on and off all week next weekend. We'll need the rain by that time for sure. Paul Davis 7-day forecast looking at lower 80s right through the upcoming weekend, increasing clouds, sun and clouds for the weekend, and then we're looking at a mostly cloudy Monday, and then those showers picking up on and off rain as we go into Tuesday and Wednesday with upper 70s, and I think that rain will continue really the rest of next week.
Thank you, Bob. 23 years after the terrorist attacks of September 11th, and on Wednesday night, Ocean City remembered the fallen with beams of light over the boardwalk.
Yeah, they look beautiful there. The fire department puts a memorial together that pays tribute to the lives lost during those tragic events on September 11th. CoastTV News reporter Brendan Conroy says for one person, it means a lot more.
Beams light the night sky as people gather at the Ocean City Boardwalk in remembrance of a day America will never forget. John DeFazio was a retired firefighter in New York City when the attacks happened, but his daughter was in the building.
And my daughter, I'm just so thankful she got out. You know, her and a friend. Her company lost how many people? 69 people in her company. The plane hit right above her head. Had to be right above her head because she felt it shake the building.
Tom Ford came all the way from Pittsburgh to see the beams lit up.
It's really crazy because time doesn't stop for anybody. I remember like it was yesterday, and it's 23 years ago today that happened, and it's just crazy.
Kevin Knowles is a firefighter for Ocean City and helped to put this memorial together. He says the emotions never go away.
I mean, people will literally break down, you know, and just from having that release of the emotion that they have bottled up over the year. For somebody, a firefighter out of the FDNY, for example, who may have lost multiple crew people, every day they think about it.
23 years after one of our nation's greatest tragedies, the sting of that day still persists. But so does the resilience of the American people. Both of these beams are lit up behind me, and each one represents one of the Twin Towers. They turned on a little bit before 8 p.m. this evening, and they will stay on until dawn, in remembrance of the tragic September 11th attacks. In Ocean City, Brendan Conroy, CoastTV News.
Coming up next on CoastTV News today, honoring a fallen hero, we're showing you how Ellendale plans to remember a former volunteer firefighter killed in the line of duty almost a month ago. Don't go anywhere.
The UV Index Weather Report is sponsored by Ocean City Tourism. Somewhere to smile about.
DSN Plus is more action. 4 additional live stream games every weeknight and full replays on demand. DSN Plus is more local. 5 live games every weeknight, showcasing high school showdowns and regional rivalries across Delmarva. DSN Plus is more access. Watch on your mobile devices, and remember, DSN is still free over the air and on cable. But get more with DSN Plus, just $6.99 a month. Download the Delmarva Sports Network app from your app store today.
Our mission here at the Boardwalk Buddy Walk is simple: to create a community where people with Down syndrome or any other cognitive disorder can live, learn, work, and play. That's why every October, we invite family and friends to a full weekend of acceptance and inclusion in Rehoboth Beach. This year's event takes place on October 12th at 9 a.m. at the Rehoboth Beach Boardwalk and Bandstand. So come out to this year's Boardwalk Buddy Walk and Walk. For more info, go to boardwalkbuddywalk.com, sponsored by CoastTV.
When choosing a granite countertop, choose one for real life and beauty. No matter what life throws at them, they'll look beautiful forever. Ancient Art Stone invites you to discover the affordability of granite and upgrade your home to the beautiful works of art from Ancient Art Stone. Centrally located in Milford, Delaware, serving all of Delmarva to make your dreams a reality. Visit us and allow our devoted professionals to craft, fabricate, and install a superior finished product that will transform your home into a work of art.
Are you suffering from hair loss? Maybe you need to cut a few pounds. Ready to start dating again? Well, here at East Coast Plumbing, Heating, and Air, we can help you with none of that.
But what we can help you with is plumbing repairs, drain cleaning, tub and showers, water heaters, air conditioning, heat pumps, gas furnaces, and sewer and water main replacements. Stop dealing with chamois that don't work and call Delmarva's top service provider.
East Coast Plumbing, Heating, and Air! Or find us online at eastcoastplumbing247.com. Forget about it.
Almost 1 month after a firefighter was killed in the line of duty, Ellendale now has plans to honor its fallen hero. Town council there will discuss installing a tree or maybe a bench for Thomas Berry III. Berry was killed by an electrical pole while trying to help victims of a car accident. Berry volunteered in Ellendale and Georgetown Fire Companies, and his best friend of 22 years, Stephen Hughes Jr., told CoastTV that a bench would mean more than people know.
So being able to have something close to home that we can, share in the grieving process moving forward as an icon or symbolism to him, I think a bench would do a lot of service.
Town Council says we'll just continue discussions on this approval of the memorial site.
We are joined again by First Alert meteorologist Bob Trihey. We are looking at another great day. I feel like we say that every day to be on the beach.
We are, and you know, inland seeing all the fog, guys, but right along the coast, that's where we're seeing, well, clear skies right now. You can see on our boardwalk cam along the boardwalk, we're looking at good visibility, the breeze blowing off the ocean, well, keeping that fog inland. Here's the beach forecast. Assateague and points south, you're looking at temperatures in the 60s this morning and then eventually 70s. Fenwick Island and Ocean City, you're starting out in the 60s. Then we're seeing 70s later today. Rip current threat is low. UV index is high. Waves only around 1 to 2 feet. On the bay side, the next 3 days, lower 80s for you in Cambridge. More clouds, I think, by Friday into Saturday and near 80 degrees in Crisfield. We're looking good into the upcoming weekend. Then rain chances do increase next week. Much more on your forecast coming up in the next half hour.
Thank you, Bob. Coming up after the break, a push for a new police station when you can learn more about the conditions of the current building that the town says it needs to borrow $18 million for.
Also, call for recount. We'll tell you about the fight for District 36 in Delaware, and one candidate hasn't given up hope after Tuesday's primary election.
And Hurricane Francine, it finally hit the U.S. How bad it hit one southern state Wednesday and where it's now headed. CoastTV News Today will be right back.
Dedication, determination, and drive. That's what's needed to be a DSN Scholar Athlete, brought to you by your Salisbury Honda dealer.
Each month, we'll award a $1,000 scholarship to a Delmarva senior that excels in the classroom and in sports.
They must have a B average or higher and a drive for good sportsmanship.
Nominate your champion today on the Features tab on DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com.
The DSN Scholar Athlete, sponsored by your Salisbury Honda dealer.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things.
You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it.
We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers.
We are normal people just like you.
And together, we can make a difference.
Take on your legacy.
To learn more, visit nationalguard.com/DC.
At Atlantic General Hospital, we've been busy. Busy expanding healthcare services that are second to none in our region. From cancer care and women's health services to orthopedics, gastroenterology, and more, we provide advanced health technologies delivered by top providers. Expert care every day. It's what you can count on from Atlantic General Hospital.
18 years ago, we founded Community Bank Delaware with the goal of providing high-quality banking services to our local community. Here you meet with decision makers, people just like you who live in and love this community. We provide the newest banking technologies to our customers, supported by our local team of banking professionals. Our bank serves clients throughout Sussex County, and we continue to grow, all thanks to you. Community Bank Delaware, where community matters.
Now on CoastTV News.
We're seeing areas of fog once again this morning, some of that dense fog advisory for Delaware and portions of the eastern shore. Take it slow this morning on the way to work and school. Otherwise, another great day for Delmarva. Details coming up.
A certain street in Lewes is causing many concerns, why one neighbor says something needs to be done to improve traffic and safety.
Is there a winner? We take a look at the vote totals in the Republican primary race for the Delaware House District representing Milford.
Paying for a new police station. That is what is being discussed in Georgetown as people there have another chance to have their say on a proposed project.
This is CoastTV News Today.
September 12th, 2024. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Paige.
Good morning. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Paige Marley.
Time is 6:29, making our way on this Thursday. Bob just told us, and we experienced it on the roads. It is a foggy start to the day.
It is, but it's also going to be a beautiful day, so don't let it, scare you at all. Just drive very careful on your way to work or school this morning. But now we bring in Bob. Bob, it's going to be fantastic, huh?
It's going to be fantastic in about 3 hours. I think mid-morning we will see the fog burning off, guys. Good morning to you. Good morning, Delmarva. Inland areas seeing that fog this morning. Dense fog advisory away from the coast for Sussex County, including places like Georgetown, Millsboro, Gumboro, and Seaford. We've been already seeing thick fog for you. And the Eastern Shore also has a dense fog advisory until 10 a.m. Now 1.75 miles in fog in Georgetown, but other areas much lower than that. So leave extra space between you and the car ahead of you. Really be careful out there. Some of that fog is pretty thick across central and northern parts of Sussex County. Not as bad farther south. Along the coast, you're not seeing the fog. Temperatures in the upper 60s there, but cooler 50s inland right now. And there's a bit of an easterly wind keeping that fog away, but the fog is inland. Otherwise, above this fog deck, it is clear skies and clouds to our south and west, actually the outer fringes of Francine. So we've got the fog this morning burning off mid-morning, warming to the mid to upper 70s inland areas by noon. I think we're in the low to mid 70s at the beaches, mid to upper 70s inland, and some of those higher clouds into the afternoon. Today's checklist: make sure you use those low beam headlights in the fog. You could be in the fog 1 minute, then out the next. It could be really patchy. Leave extra time. Drive slower, especially around the school buses, and stop when you have to. You'll need the sunscreen for later today and the sunglasses as well.
Thanks, Bob. And we've been checking out the traffic cameras this morning. This one in Seaford is the one that's been showing us the biggest impact of the fog. Check this out. You can see how thick it is. Cars going up and down US 13. That is what they are dealing with so far this morning.
Thousands are in the dark after Hurricane Francine made landfall in Louisiana Wednesday. The storm knocked out power to more than 250,000 customers. Several areas became flooded following that storm. There were wind gusts reported in some areas of up to 97 miles per hour. According to the National Hurricane Center, Francine is expected to take a gradual turn toward the north, bringing the center of Francine across southeastern Louisiana and southwestern and central Mississippi.
There are a number of roads and streets that can be troublesome for pedestrian and drivers. One that's getting some extra attention of late is in Lewes. It's Sussex Drive. It's located between Savannah Road and the Highland Acres community.
CoastTV News reporter Elisa Weber is live in Lewes. Elisa, DelDOT's working on a project to make that street safer.
Matt and Paige, I'm currently walking on a sidewalk here on Sussex Drive, and we've been told during the daytime it's incredibly difficult to get in and out of this street because there's a lot of traffic coming through, and there's also 2 schools right here in this neighborhood. We've already seen some school buses leave to pick up kids for school today, so there's a lot of foot traffic, and there's a lot of concerns from people about pedestrian and bike safety. And tonight, DelDOT will be holding a meeting to discuss the Sussex Drive Alternatives Program, and DelDOT says this project will develop a concept design to improve conditions for people walking, biking, improve the streetscape through landscape, as well as improve traffic flow. And one neighbor says the street needs a better traffic flow so that it's easier for everyone who uses it.
When you're trying to get out of Sussex Drive, we don't really get a break here because of that staggered flow of traffic. It becomes continuous by the time you reach Sussex Drive. I think they're trying to address that by having another officer at Sussex and Savannah.
And that meeting will be held tonight at 5 o'clock at Lewes Elementary. Back to you.
Thank you, Elisa. Moving on, the margin in the votes in the Republican primary for the 36th district, it's extremely tight between Patrick Smith and incumbent Brian Shoup.
CoastTV News got a chance to speak with both candidates in this race, and we're going to show you why there is now a demand for a recount.
2 men, 12 votes. That was the difference for the House District 36 Republican primary in Milford. But Patrick Smith is calling for a recount.
Well, it's such a small margin, and I just want to make sure that the election is properly counted and was properly tabulated.
His opponent, Brian Shoup, is all in for the recount.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer a recount. I'm all about transparency. If the Department of Elections looks at their laws and says that that's what they need to do, I'm all for it.
This isn't the first time Shoup and Smith faced off in a primary. In 2022 was where Shoup won 68% of the vote, but this year's campaign has been ugly. Smith calls Shoup a show horse.
That was my campaign that put it up, yep. So workhorse to show horse. You know, Shoup likes to show up with where the cameras are, and he likes to take pictures and like to take credit for things that he didn't necessarily do. He has a long record of doing that.
Shoup refutes that and says Smith is backed by developers who Shoup has held accountable.
Yeah, I mean, from the beginning, my opponent has used a lot of mistruths about not only my record, but what we have done here in the community. I mean, I think when you start with saying things like, I'm absent in this community, it just shows the level of where they're willing to get dirty and lie to people in general.
The fight for the 36th district continues even after Election Day. For Coast TV News, I'm Brandon Ferguson.
Coast TV has reached out to the Department of Elections about this recount, and we have yet to hear back.
And make sure to head to coasttv.com/decision2024. That's for all results of the Delaware primary. We have full coverage. You can see how votes fell on this page. Plus, ahead of November's election, you can check out voting resources and watch clips of all Decision 2024 interviews on the Coast TV News YouTube channel.
Happening today, it's the next chance to share thoughts on Georgetown's plans to build an $18 million police station and public works facility. Town officials say the facilities do not have enough storage, privacy, even the ability to handle evidence. But to get the money for the project, Georgetown voters will have to give the approval in a referendum vote. Now, this is the second of 3 public sessions. This one begins at 5.
Beach nourishment's a very familiar topic to our coast. It's something we've covered extensively here on Coast TV. So right now we're going to show you video of crews working on the Indian River Inlet shoreline this month. On September 26th, DenRec will host a virtual community meeting and share findings from a study to explore economic benefits from beach nourishment. DenRec says the participants will learn about how findings and results will be used in the future.
More news to get to in this final half hour. Don't go anywhere.
Still coming up, an 18-year-old now facing multiple charges after a crash shut down part of Route 1 last week. Why police believe that teen is responsible.
Also, a big strike at Boeing could be on the horizon. We'll tell you why union members don't agree with the current tentative deal.
And the Red Hot Phillies, they're going for a sweep over the Tampa Bay Rays. How close the Phils are to clinching the division. Stick with us on Coast TV News today.
At the Delmarva Design Center, appliances, cabinetry, countertops, tile, and flooring come together in one showroom. We have specialists in each division, like myself in flooring, to ensure you get the best product to fit your needs, and that your selection fits seamlessly with every element of your project.
They worked with me, gave me different options, kept within that budget, completed it on time. Delmarva Design Center was awesome.
Delmarva Design Center. Great design starts with great inspiration. Selbyville, Delaware.
Coverage on the road, in your community, along the coast. The IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep, live on the street, day or night. From breaking news to weather in your town. The IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep, coverage you can count on.
In 1925, a simple bank ledger began journaling the transactions of life in Willards, Maryland. New houses, barns, and farm equipment. Growing families and businesses both big and small. A record through time of hardship and prosperity. 100 years ago, the founding of the Farmers Bank of Willards was vital to the town. 100 years later, banking has changed, but the Farmers Bank remains steadfast in its original mission, keeping and reinvesting millions of dollars right here for the benefit of our communities.
The Berlin Chamber of Commerce presents the Berlin Fiddlers Convention, Friday, September 20th and Saturday, September 21st. Enjoy live bluegrass music and tons of artists, food, and fun. Don't miss the Berlin Fiddlers Convention. More info at berlinchamber.org.
Take me out to the ball game.
At Go Glass, we can't make you a great singer, but we can upgrade your stage. Make your bathroom feel bigger, brighter, and more beautiful with Go Glass. And for a limited time, save up to $300. This offer ends soon, so call or go online today. Repair, replace, upgrade, or enhance. Go Glass is your one-stop shop for everything glass, friendly and fast. Online at go-glass.com. Proudly serving Delmarva since 1982.
6:39 on our Thursday morning, and it's a foggy one in Laurel. Here's our perspective from the tower there, looking down on the patchy fog. And look at this tower poking up through the fog. Pretty cool there, but below that, not so cool. Limited visibility. Take it slow. We still have this dense fog advisory. Interior Sussex County, that's until 10 a.m. And then for the eastern shore, that's also until 10 o'clock. 3 miles in fog in Georgetown, but it's a lot thicker in places like Seaford and farther up to the north and west. So really take take care out there. Cooler 50s inland, close to 70 along the coast. Need that jacket in inland areas. You can't see the fog on the satellite picture, but it's there. It'll burn off mid-morning. Then we have clouds to our southwest, the outer fringes of Francine. Here's your bus stop forecast. Really be careful out there this morning. Don't know if we have any delayed school openings. I don't think we've seen any of those yet, but definitely be careful. Off to school 54 with patchy fog, and then heading home 78 degrees, warm and dry for the kiddos.
Happening today, Seaford drivers, you have a road closure in addition to that fog to be aware of. Nanticoke Avenue between South Porter Street and No Name Road will be closed until 5 p.m. City crews will be cleaning out a sewer main.
Milford's looking for some input on a possible new park. There's going to be an open house today at 5 at the City Council chambers. That park will be on over 19 acres of land bought by the city on Rehoboth Boulevard. During this open house, there's going to be different display boards set up showing potential amenities and park features.
Week 2 of the NFL season begins tonight, but let's talk about Sunday Night Football. It's the Chicago Bears and the Houston Texans. Coverage starts at 7 right here on Coast TV.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
No team has been hotter on the diamond than the Philadelphia Phillies. They came in winners of 11 of their last 15 games, looking to cap off a sweep over the Tampa Bay Rays. Over in Philly, Nick Castellanos got plunked 2 nights ago. Bench is cleared. This baseball is going to clear the bases. 2-run shot to left. Fightins take a 2-0 lead in the first. Top second, Rays didn't take long to respond. Tanner Walls off Zach Wheeler, RBI single to right, and Tampa cuts the deficit in half. It's 2-1. To the fourth, Ben Rortford up, runner on third, bouncing ball to second. Bryson Stott throws home, and the Phils keep this a 2-1 ball game. Clutch put out from Stott to keep Philly ahead. Zach Wheeler was dealing until the sixth, 1 out. Jonathan Aranda delivers a game-tying solo shot to right. Bottom of the frame, Weston Wilson trying to respond. He hits an infield ball toward third. Drew Rasmussen can't reel it in. Wilson reaches on a single while Castellanos scores from third. Phils win it 3-2. They're now 32 games above 500. The Phillies' magic number to clinch the NL East for the first time since 2011 is officially down to just 9. That'll do it for sports. Have a great day, everyone.
And coming up today on DSN at 5:30, Scoops and Scores. At 6, you can catch Delmar face off against Colonel Richardson in football. 10:30, it is the final score. Then on DSN Plus at 4, you can watch Worcester Prep at Chincoteague in volleyball. Same time, watch Cape Henlopen at Smyrna. That one's in field hockey. At 6, the game of the night. It's that Delmar football game we mentioned. Also at 6 p.m. on DSN Plus, we're showing you Smyrna at Cape Henlopen in volleyball.
Rough week? Well, you can cheer up with a weekly dose of local good news from Coast TV with personal features, fun things to do each weekend, and more. Sign up for free at coasttv.com/sign up and get your weekly dose of joy directly to your inbox on Friday.
Happy Thursday, everyone. Here's what's happening today at 4 on Coast Life.
As you know, we're spilling that drama, we're spilling that tea, and we're going to talk about it all together with Spill the Tea.
And it is football season, so there are going to be some changes, maybe good changes, though, for you on Coast TV. We're going to break it down with Madeline Overturf.
We're also telling you about a luncheon with an important cause and some style.
Well, that sounds good. All of it's happening today at 4 o'clock on Coast Life.
Inland parts of Delmarva seeing the fog, not so along the coast. Here's ocean view. Seagulls flying around, good visibility here on the gutter helmet cam 68, but inland really take it slow with the dense fog. Otherwise, a great day for the area, and nice weather continues into the weekend. Better rain chances next week. Your forecast coming up in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
Download the Coast TV News app on your Apple or Android devices.
Transform your bath today with Baths by Spicer Brothers.
Call now and ask about our Refresh for Less promotion and get a new bath or shower for only $69.95. Plus, get 20% off all upgrades.
Imagine stepping into a beautifully renovated bath, designed by our experts and installed by our certified professionals.
This offer is hotter than a sauna and won't last forever. So don't miss out on our Refresh for Less promotion for just $69.95 with 20% off all upgrades.
Before you sign, keep Baths by Spicer Brothers in mind, because you deserve the best.
The unit that I have is 19 years old, so I knew I was on borrowed time. Well, I called Above and Beyond, and Sean came out. He looked at the unit, he called around the house. At no time did I ever feel pressure to buy anything, and he also told me about some other great deals that were going on. Free financing, a rebate, and an energy credits. They showed up on time to come put the unit. This is fabulous. It's not this cling-clang again. It was so quiet. They're a small company, but they do go above and beyond.
Don't miss your big shot at huge winning with Ocean Downs Red Cup Riches. Every Sunday, Wednesday, and Saturday in September, 5 Club Ocean members will be selected each hour to play supersized Pong to win free play. Ocean Downs Casino, where the fun shines.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Enjoy 10 songs in a row. Sponsored by Pohanga Kia of Salisbury.
Weather brought to you by Coastal Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning, dedicated to excellence in Delaware and Maryland.
Coastal Comfort knows there's no place like home. It's where we can be totally comfortable. Totally comfortable being ourselves, making a mess, making improvements, making strides, making memories with those we love. Totally. Big or small, at the beach, or on the farm, all along the Eastern Shore. It's home, and Coastal Comfort is always here to keep you totally comfortable. Coastal Comfort, a Carrier Factory authorized dealer serving Maryland and Delaware. Carrier, turn to the experts.
It is 6:45 on your Thursday morning. Let's take a live look at Laurel. We saw earlier from above a lot of fog there, Bob, and you can kind of see how it's hit or miss when you're driving. It looks like you can almost see where the fog cuts off on that camera there.
You can see where you have the fog and you don't have the fog, Paige, and that's where it becomes especially dangerous. If you're in the fog consistently, you're always on guard, but be careful in and out of that fog, and it's dense across inland areas. We've seen coastal areas without the fog, so it's that dense fog advisory inland Sussex County, places like Laurel, Seaford. You've seen the fog, Ellendale, Georgetown, even Millsboro and Gumboro, as well as dense fog advisory until 10, and also for the Eastern Shore, places like Easton, even Cambridge, up to Andersontown. Watch out for the thick fog. Visibility now showing 3 miles in Georgetown, but that's only at the airport. Other places around the airport, lower visibility. Laurel, once again, back through Seaford, seeing a lot of that fog, but much better visibility into Maryland and along the coast as well. And temperatures along the coast are mild. The water temperature in the ocean is around 70, and that's what we're seeing right now at the beaches, 60s to around 70 degrees. But inland, it's chilly, 51 in Delmarva, 55 in Georgetown, 52 in Redden, as we're dealing with some of that fog and the calm conditions inland conducive for the fog. But there is a bit of an easterly breeze along the coast, so that's keeping the fog away, and that's what we have it inland over the calm areas with high pressure still in place. Once we burn off the fog mid-morning, we're getting into the sunshine. And as I've been mentioning all morning, these clouds to the south and west, the outer fringe of Francine, the high clouds fanning out from the system, and they extend all the way back into the Ohio Valley. You can see all the rain now across deep south and southeast around Atlanta back through Memphis, seeing that rain from Francine. Now a tropical storm, winds of 45 miles per hour, made landfall as a Category 2 hurricane. It continues to move to the due north, basically right along the Mississippi River, and then by Friday afternoon, it will be a remnant low across western Tennessee. So that moisture will not be affecting us. We've got another chance for rain, however, into next week. Here's Futurecast this morning, 7 o'clock, 50s and 60s with the dense fog, which will burn off by mid-morning, and then with sunshine, we're warming into the mid to upper 70s around the noon hour, lower 70s at the beaches, and some of those high clouds from Francine from time to time. This evening, we're in the 70s. We still have that onshore flow, some clouds through the overnight, and by Friday morning, we're in the 60s and 70s. Not as cool as this morning, and we won't see too much fog either. And then we're seeing some clouds increasing, however, for your Friday. We'll call it mostly cloudy, temperatures into the 70s. Our muggy meter, it's one last comfortable day, and then we're into the muggy to humid range as we go into the weekend. Do want to fast forward to next week because this is our next chance for rain, and that comes in on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We'll be watching an area of low pressure developing to the south, maybe tropical in nature, and that will be sending waves of rain our our way. We'll definitely need to see that at that time. Paul Davis, 7-day forecast, upper 70s and lower 80s today, with mostly sunny skies, and then lower 80s Friday into the upcoming weekend with a mix of sun and clouds for your weekend. So looking good for the outdoor plans. And then we're looking at mostly cloudy skies on Monday, 78. Then we do get into the rain as we go into Tuesday and Wednesday. On and off rain, still hard to detect just the intensity of the rain with upper 70s. And then it looks like the rest of the week is somewhat wet.
Thank you, Bob. A massive strike at Boeing is looming as 30,000 Boeing workers prepare to vote on today on a tentative union deal. Sunday, the machinists union and the company reached a tentative agreement on a 4-year contract. Union leadership recommends the machinists approve this contract, but union members, they say they're not happy with the terms, and if they do reject the deal, they could go to vote on strike on Friday. Sunday has unveiled an upgrade, or Sony, I should say, unveiled an upgraded version of its popular PlayStation 5 at its highest price ever. Get this, the PS5 Pro, $700. It goes on sale November 7th. The PS5 Pro will feature faster computing, power, and new custom hardware, an AI library. However, the console will not come with a disk drive, and that part will be sold separately.
So new information on a crash that shut down part of Route 1. According to the Bethany Beach Police, the driver of a red Honda Accord was identified as 18-year-old Daniel Pagan of Millsboro. Pagan's been charged with reckless endangering, disregard a police officer's signal, vehicular assault, and marijuana charges. So for more information on this crash, you can check out CoastTV.com. With a quick heads up, if you're driving through Lewes today, the city does say there's going to be some routine maintenance at the Savannah Road drawbridge. That work set to begin at 10 a.m. It is now 6:51. We're going to check in now with our Coastal Pet of the Day.
And today's hour, the Coastal Pet of the Day is ready for OC Bike Fest. Guess who that is, Paige?
Benny.
Benny is dressed up and ready to ride down the coast with the wind in his fur. We hope he put on a helmet before he takes off. Benny was submitted to us, as always, by Tammy and Seaford.
He's also ready for some football. He's
he's got a jersey on.
Yeah, he's always prepared. We want to see all your pets on Delmarva. Keep sending us photos and telling us what makes your pet so special.
Take a look at your screen, QR code. You can submit your furry friend to Coast TV News and then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
Inland areas seeing the dense fog this morning, not so along the coast. Beautiful sunrise over Delaware Bay, and the little propeller on the weather station getting a workout. A little breezy there. That fog will burn off mid-morning. Another great day for Delmarva. The nice weather continues into the weekend with better rain chances next week. I'll have your 10-day forecast coming up next.
Introducing the future of crawlspace restoration. DryTech is joining the teams of Delaware Crawlspace and Guardian Crawlspace. 3 trusted companies in the industry are coming together to serve you better, serving a larger area across Delmarva. Independently, with over 40 years of experience in environmental health and construction, our team provides exceptional crawlspace solutions.
Dave and I have been blessed to call this place home our entire lives. We love serving the people of this community.
And we're here for your next crawlspace project. Have you DryTech yet?
Catch 54 in Fenwick Island, Delaware is an award-winning waterfront restaurant serving fresh, local seafood. Catch 54 features indoor and outdoor dining and serves beautiful, simple coastal cuisine with house favorites including our signature crab cakes, shrimp and grits, and our famous 54 burger. Catch 54 offers delicious, chef-inspired nightly specials, a raw bar, a Wine Spectator winning wine list and monthly wine dinners, and the best happy hour in town. Catch 54 in Fenwick Island, open 7 days a week. See you soon.
DSN Plus is more action. 4 additional live stream games every weeknight and full replays on demand. DSN Plus is more local. 5 live games every weeknight, showcasing high school showdowns and regional rivalries across Delmarva. DSN Plus is more access. Watch on your mobile devices, and remember, DSN is still free over the air and on cable. But get more with DSN Plus, just $6.99 a month. Download the Delmarva Sports Network app from your app store today.
Surface Solutions is rolling across Delmarva.
providing the best asphalt and concrete installation for your home or business. Our professional team is transforming the asphalt industry with an impeccable reputation for quality. We guarantee a timely response, unparalleled customer service, and a detailed free estimate in days, not weeks. Call the exterior surface specialists at Surface Solutions and ask about our special financing rates as low as 0%.
Call the professionals at Surface Solutions and discover the difference.
A happy place comes in many colors. One that leaves you feeling refreshed.
Thank you very much, honey.
Something that gets you all fired up. Or gives you the space to chill. Whatever your color, bring happiness home with CertaPro Painters and make your happy place your home. CertaPro Painters. That's painting happy.
Feels like home. It's now 6:54. It's time for some things you need to know before you go. As of now, 12 votes is the margin of victory for incumbent Brian Shoup in the Republican primary for the State House 36th District race. His challenger, Patrick Smith, is now requesting a recount. Shoup says he welcomes that recount. CoastTV reached out to the Department of Elections about a recount, but we have not heard back.
Thousands in the dark after Hurricane Francine made landfall in Louisiana on Wednesday. This is some video of the storm in that area. It knocked out power to more than 250,000 customers. Several areas became flooded. Following the storm, there were wind gusts reported in some areas up to 97 miles per hour. And according to the National Hurricane Center, Francine is expected to take a gradual turn toward the north, bringing the center of Francine across southeastern Louisiana, southwestern, and central Mississippi.
Almost 1 month after a firefighter was killed in the line of duty, Ellendale now has plans to honor its fallen hero. The town council will discuss installing a tree or a bench for Thomas Berry III. Berry was killed by an electrical pole while trying to help victims of a car accident. Berry volunteered in Ellendale and Georgetown fire companies. The town council saying it'll continue discussions on the approval of that memorial site.
Georgetown's holding a public hearing today to talk about $18 million needed to borrow for a new police station. Town officials say the facilities don't have enough storage, privacy, and even the ability to handle evidence. But to get the money for the project, Georgetown voters will have to get approval in a referendum vote. Second of 3 public sessions today. That begins at 5.
All right, no one has claimed the most recent Mega Millions jackpot just yet.
Yeah, that winning ticket was sold in Texas, but there's a much more outstanding windfall out there.
Yeah, someone in New Jersey bought a ticket worth $1.1 billion in New Jersey back in March. That also still has not been claimed.
I wish that was me, but can't say that I've been in New Jersey lately. If the jackpot isn't claimed in time, every state that participates in the lottery will get back the amount they contributed.
Interesting. I didn't know it worked that way. All right, it is 6:56 now. Time for a quick look at your forecast before you head out your door.
Yeah, one final check with Bob on a foggy start for a number of spots on Delmarva this morning.
Indeed. You know, away from the coast, guys, right along the beaches, we're fine. The visibility is good there. It's inland areas. That's where we're seeing that dense fog. And the dense fog advisory continues for Sussex County until 10 a.m. Seaford, Georgetown, Laurel all have dense fog, and some of that across the eastern shore. Your dense fog advisory until 10 a.m. Visibility now 10 miles in Georgetown, but still we are looking at that fog, which will burn off here in the next couple of hours. Otherwise, sunshine and temperatures into the upper 70s, close to 80 well inland today. Paul Davis 10-day forecast, lower 80s Friday into the weekend. Clouds increasing Friday, sun and clouds as we go into the weekend. Dry Monday, and then we get into a wetter pattern. We need the rain. Looks like the rain will start Tuesday and then on and off for the rest of next week with temperatures into the upper 70s.
All right, Bob, thank you, and thank you for joining us on Coast TV News Today.
And the Today Show is coming up next at 7 a.m.
We'll be back with Coast TV midday at 11, so stick with us.
And for even more news and coverage you can count on, download our Coast TV News and Weather apps. Have a great Thursday morning, everybody.